Hi, my name is Ryan. Welcome to the first episode of Coping Mechanics, where we talk about video games and anxiety. I kind of wanted to create this series and channel because I'm someone who deals with anxiety a lot, as many people, almost everybody does, and I use video games a lot as a coping mechanism and as something to redirect that anxiety and try to control it. And I think that that's interesting. I should put up front as a disclaimer, I'm not a mental health professional in any capacity, but I do want to create a place where I can talk about how video games kind of help me deal with anxiety, and hopefully eventually for other people to talk about that too. So I'll be hopping around just in terms of format. I'll be, I'm going to upload every Sunday, and then eventually start live streaming once hopefully we get some traction. And then I'm going to be hopping around different games. So today I'm starting with Mass Effect, but it won't be Mass Effect every time. I'm starting with Mass Effect because I use a lot of games with like heavy inventory management and skill management and kind of character creation as one way to deal with anxiety, because I think that it's a completely immersive way to kind of occupy my brain when I want to. There are going to be other things too, like how I'm going to go into the Dark Souls games a lot to talk about how stress can be kind of how that helps me kind of control stress, because it's a stressful situation in a controlled environment. But this I like because it's completely immersive and it kind of occupies your brain for days when you just can't get out of a rut of anxiety or stress or things like that. I'm just gonna do like the standard Shepherd build.
Profile reconstruction complete.
A lot of these BioWare games I like a lot because they kind of they give you so many opportunities to have your brain occupied. You have to deal with your party and their skills and inventory and the bigger world and creating your character, and so auto level off. Who do they think they're dealing with? Target assist. I'm using mouse and keyboard on this. I also should mention that I'm modding. I have a mod for the Mass Effect Anniversary Textures mod and a Reshader mod, so probably will look better than the standard kind of release. I find modding actually like really therapeutic as well, just because you have to manage a lot of different aspects of it. Anything that kind of occupies the brain. Squad power usage active. Yeah, that's fine. Yes. Okay, great. So, yeah, just a little background. My name's Ryan. I'm 31. I live in New York City, and yeah, it's been an interesting few weeks. This time of year can be a stressful time of year, especially for a lot of people. Q1 as they call it in business is weird. It's everybody's kind of dealing with the same kind of shit. There's like taxes and kind of getting acclimated after the holidays. I have some family stressors and the financial stressors just in the form of literally taxes and grown-up shit that no one wants to fucking deal with. Alright, I guess I should talk about the game a little bit. I'm sure anybody who's watching this is familiar with Mass Effect. I've never played all the way through, so I'm actually excited. I've kind of like had a few starts on the first one, and then I jumped right into the second one, and I've played Andromeda quite a bit, which I actually really like, even though it got shit on so much. But I'm planning, over the course of a long haul, because these games are very long, and there's 3 of them, and if you don't count Andromeda. Wow, that reshade looks really good. And the retexture, wow. Let's see, I can toggle it, I think, back and forth. So that's the original without the lighting effects. Obviously, the textures are still there, and that's with the lighting effects on. So I like that.
Relay is hot. Acquiring approach vector.
One time.
All stations secure for transit.
So yeah, I'm planning through all of them, which should take, it'll be like 300 episodes, but we need content in this world.
Approach run has begun.
for those interested in tech specs. Another thing that kind of occupies the brain. I enjoy looking up tech specs a lot. I'm running this on a GTX 1070. Not that it matters for a game like this. It's like old, like kind of any processor will handle, or any GPU will handle it. But I should be able to pull. We have the frame counter up in the upper right. I don't know if that's going through the stream, but we should be able to pull a clean 60 throughout the game, hopefully. So, see, I'm just flicking out the shading and stuff.
The captain will be pleased.
I like it on.
I hate that guy.
Seth Green, ladies and gentlemen. If there's anything that dates a game, it's the presence of Seth Green's voice.
Jumpsuit on the way out of the bathroom? That's good. I just jumped us halfway across the galaxy.
That skin texture for a game, I don't know. I think this came out in 2008. The skin texture, credit where credit's due. I believe it's called the Mass Effect Anniversary Retexture mod. That the person who made it did a phenomenal job with it. Oh, I'm not sure if I love these mouse controls. Let's see.
They don't send specters on shakedown.
It's funny. I talk about this on a different stream I do, but whenever I am faced with choices and dialogue choices in games, I always plan to be a little more ambiguous, but then I always go the path of the nice guy, and it's not because I'm so great. It's because I'm codependent and don't want the characters in the video game to dislike me. So read into that as you will.
Tell Commander Shepard to meet me in the comm room for a debriefing.
You get that, Commander?
See, and now my Shepard will be codependent. He's worried that he's upset.
Something must have gone wrong with the mission.
Captain always sounds like that when he's talking to me.
Can't possibly imagine why.
Alright, so let's kind of figure out. Check out the codex. Press 0. Or is it O? Oh, it's a O. Cool. I'm hoping that this is similar. Yeah, great. The controls in these games can be a little finicky. I've never played one with mouse and keyboard before. When I used to play Mass Effect 2 on the PC, I had a controller mod installed, but I'm doing mouse and keyboard now, just because, it's a third-person shooter. I figured, why not?
Looks like we had a smooth ride.
Also,
You heading down to see the captain?
PC gaming, I've only gotten into mostly in the last 2-ish years, so, I'm not... Mouse and keyboard isn't my default choice all the time, although I'm getting there.
I'll see if I can get some answers.
People pleaser? My Shepard is a people pleaser? Even without the reshader and the... One more time, I just want to see. Yeah, so that's the flat, and that's with the new effects. Even without the reshader and the texture mod, I've looked at this game as the original release, and it still looks really good, especially for the time.
Commander Shepard,
I don't know about anybody else, but I'm obsessed with building loadouts of characters and choosing their equipment and stuff. Another game that I'm gonna do. Says where Captain Anderson is. Another game I plan on doing in this series is The Division 2, especially since that's new and I've been playing it a lot. And I'm obsessed with the kind of that gameplay loop. I find it so engaging, and it really, really helps me. Especially, I tend to play it at night after work, and it really helps me kind of get out of that headspace, because there's just so many kind of stats to balance and things like that. And I know that anybody who plays hardcore RPGs would laugh at that, because it's pretty rudimentary. But for a third-person shooter, I think that it can get pretty complicated and complex, and I really like that about it. But the gameplay loop is so satisfying to me. So I'm going to be talking about that one too, in terms of character builds and kind of loot management as a means of occupying one's brain. Speaking of occupying one's brain, I'm bad at...
If you've got something to say,
Let's let Shepard talk for a little bit.
your people are still newcomers, Shepard. The galaxy can be a very...
I might skip some of the cutscenes too, just because we know where the thing's at. Wait until we get to gameplay and stuff.
I think it's about time we told the commander what's really going on. This mission is far more than a simple shakedown run.
I figured there was something.
My character's very smart. He's an intuitive. He knew.
Pickup of Eden Prime. That's why we needed the stealth systems operational.
Still getting used to the streaming thing, so please be patient out there. Let's find out what we're picking up.
Captain.
A research team on Eden Prime unearthed some kind of beacon during an excavation.
When I can get into the menu, I'm going to turn the subtitles on so it's easier for anybody who wants to follow the story.
What else can you tell me?
This is big shit. The last time humanity made a discovery like this, it jumped our technology forward 200 years. But Eden Prime doesn't have the facilities to handle something like this. We need to bring the beacon back to the Citadel for proper study.
Obviously, this goes beyond mere human interests, Commander. This discovery could affect every species in Council space.
It never hurts to have a few extra hands on board.
The beacon's not the only reason I'm here, Shepard.
Nihilus
I really love that character design of that alien. I forget what the name of the species is.
Guess that explains why I bump into him every time I turn around.
It's amazing to me how Shepard has become this kind of like iconic video game character, but if you look at him, he is like the most generic looking person on the planet in terms of just like 30-something white men.
If they accept a human into their
It's like if you asked someone to draw a 30-something white man, they would draw John Shepard, and his name is John Shepard. Obviously not trying. I'm not making fun of the game. How dare I? Actually, really like this series from what I've played, but it is just so funny what a generic-looking character he is. But you know what? He's supposed to be all of us, which is also, I mean, that's a very dated idea because I think they were trying to make him an everyman, but it's like, you know, he's a 30-something white man. Let's get moving on this.
I need to see your skills for myself, Commander. Eden Prime will be the first of several missions together.
You'll be in charge of the ground team. Secure the beacon and get it onto the ship ASAP. Nihilus will accompany you to observe the mission.
Just give the word, Captain.
We should be getting close to Eden.
Captain, we got a problem.
What's wrong, Joker?
Transmission from Eden Prime, sir. You better see this.
Bring it up on screen.
Get down!
This may be falling on deaf ears, but I should say, and I know that Twitch can be a wonderful platform, but it also can be a toxic one. I want to create a safe channel here where people can talk about the anxiety and things like that. So if you're someone who wants to make fun of that kind of thing or dismiss other people, even though I'm about to dismiss a group of people, or if you're some kind of MRA dipshit, fuck off and watch something else.
Out after that, no comm traffic at all. Just goes dead. There's nothing.
Reverse and hold at 38.5.
Certainly not accusing anyone of coming to this channel to spread hate speech, but if you are,
Status report.
just fucking go somewhere else. Or just stop doing that. I mean, ideally, stop doing that.
Take us in, Joker, fast and quiet. This
But I
mission
want no
just
part
got
of you.
more complicated.
A small strike team can move quickly without drawing attention.
So there, I've said my piece. My controversial statement of I don't like hate speech and I hate men's rights activists.
Tell Alenko and Jenkins to suit up, Commander. You're going in.
Engaging stealth systems.
Also, if you think that saying that you hate men's rights activists or is hate speech,
Somebody
then
was doing some serious digging
that's
here,
dumb.
Captain.
Your team's the muscle in this operation, Commander. Go
I hate
heavy
that
and head
helmet.
straight for the dig site.
What about survivors, Captain?
Helping survivors is a secondary objective.
I don't even understand, like, why wouldn't they just make a glass front helmet? That would look so much cooler. Also, we're going to, like, a alien planet. You know, like, why not have the whole thing covered? Who knows what the atmosphere is like?
Nihilus will scout out ahead. He'll feed you
Can't make
status reports
assumptions
from
like this.
Otherwise, I want radio silence.
Ready and able, sir.
The mission's yours now, Shepard. Good luck.
We are approaching drop point 2.
For an RPG, this game actually does get into it pretty quick. Let me see if I can change the subtitles thing right now. Sound? Would it be under sound? Where would it be? Gameplay. Subtitles. Yes. Fly. Wow, that was a long save for subtitles.
This place got...
What the hell are those?
Ooh. Apparently R is not reload. Oh, I forgot. I don't... do you reload in this game? I don't know if you... oh, no, you don't. You don't reload in this game. You just, you have a cooldown with your weapons. I think that this game, kind of notoriously has... wow. This is like... it's so strange how this is like so in between a third-person shooter and RPG, and they just, you know, obviously BioWare is great at RPGs, and they just like... and this is like, this is almost endearing because it's like just a little janky, but they like just haven't quite figured out the shooter mechanics in this one yet. Which is not, you know, that's not a controversial statement. I love looking in little corners. Am I going to find something good? Yup. Upgrade kit. First aid interface taken. Let's find out what that does for me. Player tutorials, great. These controls, got that, got that. Where's my items? Weapons are around, equipment, upgrade. You know what? We'll let it organically kind of get there. So this game, I don't even think that there's a jump function. Look at that water texture. That's so funny. I don't even think that there's a jump function. I can crouch. Will I be doing a lot of stealth? Who knows? But yeah, I think BioWare like really has just in this one, they've really figured out the RPG aspects of it, and they were trying something new with the shooter stuff. Which, if you've played Anthem at all, which I know is a controversial thing to bring up these days, but if you played Anthem, I mean, I think they really nailed the, you know, for better or worse with that game. And I know that it's had kind of this disastrous launch, though I enjoy it. They've kind of really nailed the shooter mechanics and kind of lost the RPG thread, which is unfortunate. It's like, I'm hoping that soon they'll find the game that kind of really gets both. Oh, accuracy on this is not great. I've gained a level already. Oh my god, I'm doing so well. Just a talent to spend points on. Improve that ability. Assault rifles. I usually do that kind of build. Oh, I have like a lot of points to spend. Pistol damage. Wonderful. Combat armor. Melee I probably won't use, so I'll put the next few points into that. But maybe I'll take down one of the assault rifles and put it into charm so that I could do better in conversations. Great. Let me make sure that applied. Switch between item types. Great. Get rid of that helmet. As I said, I do not like the helmet. What's the character? What's going on? Shepherd. Okay, so that applies automatically. I don't know if I'll get to keep this guy, but I'll give him some first aid. Yeah, that's great. And Sentinel. More efficiently. Great. Okay. I don't know if I want to make I don't know what I'm throwing when I do that. I'm just like kind of instinctually hitting
Smells like smoke and death.
I'm kind of instinctually hitting R to reload after every shot. That's the Division 2. That's the Division 2 in me, and also every other shooter in the world. Oh, so the reticle, it's interesting. I guess the spray kind of increases as you shoot a lot. Alright, so...
I'm gonna check it out. I'll try to catch up with you at the dig site.
I'm very curious about the the mechanics of a metagel. Does like go into your suit? What's the deal there? That's like one of those like magical kind of like sci-fi terms. Oh, that's great. That's better. That's better than with the. That looks like a sniper rifle, yes. Janky doesn't even begin to describe this game. But you know what? We love it anyway, am I right? Also, what's amazing for a game with like so many shooter mechanics, and I feel like it kind of got confused for something else in the midst of that. This really is like such an RPG. The shooter mechanics are just the combat system. Which is actually less shootery than other things. Like, obviously, it's a cover shoot. Ooh, fuck. That dude got boned. It's, you know, there's cover and it's very shootery, but also it's kind of not built to be played that way. And also, as we all know, the story is kind of the star of the show with Mass Effect, which is, I think, is why a lot of people were disappointed with Andromeda. Though that game has some stuff to really enjoy. That's one that had nailed the shooter mechanics by then. Oh.
Thanks for your help, Commander. I didn't think I was gonna make it.
He's the tactics head. Oh, jeez. So this is literally like a pause. I don't even think this function was... I mean, I think that squad commands were in it, but it's certainly the interface is very different than on the consoles. Let's find out if this person's okay first. You know, we want to be nice people.
The others weren't so lucky. Oh man. We were patrolling.
I should also note that a lot of this channel too, while we're talking about the things we're talking about, will also be, you know, their Let's Play series. I'll be talking about the game too. It won't only be heavy mental health stuff. So
Where's the rest of your squad?
We tried to double back to the beacon, but we walked into an ambush. I don't think any of the others.
That being said, I had a shitty few weeks, and this weekend has been really nice, so this is a nice way to end it. Glad to be here, everybody. Listen, you know what? I want to... Hopefully this is consoling to her.
Yes, sir. We held our position as long as we could until the Geth overwhelmed.
I'm not just saying this because there's a lady on the screen. Because although I think it is a thing with this game that BioWare didn't write in same-sex romances, which I think people modded in, which is cool that they modded it in. It's a shame that BioWare missed the mark on that, and like, you know, it seems like a missed opportunity. But regardless, I've never gotten to a point in a BioWare game where you like romance someone, which I know is like a huge part of these games, like all of them, Dragon Age and this. So I'm interested to see how that like mechanic works. All right, let's build our party. Hopefully she'll join us.
Aye, aye, sir.
Cool. Let's do it.
Move out.
Ooh, now we're getting into it. I love choosing loadouts. She disappeared. Alright, so let's give her the long range, so that'll increase. Ooh, that's a good ability. He doesn't have any to spend. Great. Change the inventory. Types. Cool. Overheat, so this seems like it's an all-win. Great. So the Avenger is my sniper rifle, shotgun, pistol. Man, they really start you with a lot of shit. Cool. Here we go. Okay. Human. Well, now I really got some things to think about. Damage protection. Oh, so my shields. Alright, so I'll equip that on Shepard, and then let's see what everybody else has. See if I can. Caden already has that. Alright, so that'll. She has better armor right now, so I'm gonna give this to Caden just because he's like really weak. Oh, he can't get it. I wonder. Taking everybody's helmets off. I don't want helmets. He took a hard stance against helmets, they said. He was remembered for taking a hard stance against helmets in Mass Effect. See, like, that's like just a... That's if I press a number. Can I change weapons that way? No. Cool. Now I'm confused because it has me. Alright, so she's got the long range pistol. Oh, I'm down here. Jeez Louise. That must have been embarrassing to watch. No wonder I wasn't changing the... She's got more long range. Let's give him the shotgun and we'll see how I do here. No wonder I couldn't see before. That is a shaky. That cover system is a problem. But we love it. We love it. We're here to love games. Let's play through. I don't think I have any like pulse mechanic that'll let me search. Alright, take all. That reduced to Omnigel is a little too easy to press.
This is the dig site. The beacon was right here and must have been moved.
By who? Our side or the Geth?
Hard to say. Maybe we'll know more after we check out the research camp.
Alright, let's go.
We make for the camp.
It's just on the top of this ridge, up the ramps.
Change of plan, Shepard. There's a small spaceport over there. I want to check it out.
I keep hitting that R button to reload. I gotta like really retrain myself. That'll be a fun thing. Let's make that a thing. Hitting R and the thing you're not supposed to do happening.
Looks like they hit the camp hard.
Is that? Can I put that on a t-shirt? Is that enough? Coping mechanics. Hit the R button. I'll contact T-Public now.
Oh god, they're still alive.
Alright, so I've equipped an untrained weapon. I'm gonna look into this. R to throw a grenade! Now we know. Who knows? Ahead of the game. I think I overheated. Alright. Let me look into... It says that it's an untrained weapon. I'm not positive. I'm not positive what that means. Squad button. I leveled up again. Wow. Just flying through here, huh? So Caden's kind of my... He's kind of my skills guy. I think I'm going to kind of... This is exciting because now that I am playing this, having a little more knowledge of video games and BioWare, and kind of how they want you to play video games, this is a little more of a strategic... it's not just like a point and shoot kind of thing. So that's cool to know. That's also... you know, in the kind of game that we're talking about, this is actually very fortuitous because in terms of the topic of inventory management and skill management and character builds being something that helps occupy the brain, that kind of combat. Like I've been playing Dragon Age quite a bit too. Oh, I see. She was playing with that. I've been playing Dragon Age quite a bit too, and it's cool because even the combat isn't mindless. You know, sometimes you're looking for something like The Division, where it's you're looking for something kind of cathartic that's kind of loud and things like this. But with this, it's occupying your brain in a different way because it is making it so you can think about the combat in a different way, which is kind of what I'm looking for today. Usually throughout the week, and on the weeknights, I usually play The Division because it's a little louder, and like after work it's nice to decompress that way in this kind of like safe cathartic environment where things are like loud and you can put your headphones on. When things are a little more relaxing on the weekend, I like to occupy my brain with a little more strategic stuff. Maybe I'll finally get into RTSs. I hate this kind of stuff. I have no idea how this is. So every time I play this game, I have no idea how that's supposed to work. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So if anybody knows, please tell me in the comments. Explain to me how that mechanic works because I'd love to be better at this. Is the movement to advance? Okay, so... Oh, so I'm just moving this little guy? Oh, I figured it out. Never mind. You don't have to comment.
Humans.
Oh, look, we found a friend.
Hurry, close the door before they come back.
Safe. They look like they've had a bad day. Let's try to...
Thank you. I think we'll be okay now. It looks like everyone's gone.
Most of these episodes will be about an hour, maybe a little less, depending on, you know, what we have to talk about that day.
Manuel and I stayed behind to help pack up the camp. When the attack came, the Marines
It's beautiful here in New York today, which is cool because it's been windy and kind of gross. I'm actually someone who tends to love rainy days, mostly because as a child it was instilled in me the guilt that if it's sunny out, that you're supposed to go outside, and almost none of my interests take place outside. So that's always been a strange kind of dichotomy on a nice day when I can do whatever I want and all I want to do is kind of sit inside and watch movies, and I feel guilty the whole time. Which is something I'm trying to overcome a little bit. Some would say maybe the answer is to enjoy going outside. I say nay. Ooh, I missed this. But when you have to go outside, you know, like to go to work and shit like that, it's nicer when it's nicer out. If for nothing else, then you don't get your shoes wet. That character design of that face is so cool. I'm gonna have to change my squad's weapons. Those textures look dope as hell.
This isn't your mission, Saren. What are you doing here?
The Council thought you could use some help on this one.
I wasn't expecting.
Look at those canisters. You think I should shoot them to explode them?
Don't worry. I've got it under control.
This is a bummer. Press the overcome value revolution. Okay.
What is that? Off in the distance.
It's a ship. Look at the size of it.
I'm gonna... How do I access the quick slots? And what is this? he has a shotgun, I see. I hope that that's it, but I'm honestly not sure. It's a little obtuse. I gotta figure out how to assign quick slots, though. That's very important to me. I keep coming back to the same menu. Let's kind of even out the build a little bit. Health regeneration's good. Looks like you can respec at any time. No, that's not true. Never mind. Ignore what I just said. Get a quick save in. Delete saves. Let's go see if we can save this guy. There's a little inconsistency to when you can run with weapons or not. I'm gonna try out she's that. I'm gonna have her attack him. Oh, this is cool. I'm into this. Is that? Oh, I'm gonna attack him. Oh, these have X's, so maybe I haven't unlocked my quick slots yet. I didn't shoot one of the canisters. Here we go. Very good. Very good. Okay, so I can change my weapons with my mouse wheel. Wonder if I hold the mouse button. If it's my melee attack button. Don't know. Caden looks like he needs some. Let's give it a gel. There we go. That heals everybody. Great. Oh, Omnigel and Medigel are different. Okay, good to know. They're different words, Ryan. How didn't you know? I'm sorry, everybody. Oh, let's go up there real quick. Gonna have to get used to toggling too. I think I run a little faster without though. Easy decryption. Now that I've figured out how to do this. How exciting. I mean, it doesn't mean I'm good at it, but... Override already failed? Come on. Give me a chance. Don't you know? In front of all my friends, I'm starting a new channel. There we go.
Everybody stay calm out there. We're coming out, we're not armed.
Man, some of these faces are creepy as fuck.
We took care of them.
Those things were crawling all around the shed. They would have found us for sure. We owe you our lives.
I still can't believe it. When we saw that ship, I thought it was all over.
I'll probably take this to when we get off this planet, and then that'll be the first episode. And then next week, I'll be playing The Division 2. I made that decision now. So I don't give the illusion that I've really put that much thought in the programming. But for the next few months, I'm probably going to be oscillating between this game, Division 2, and Dragon Age Inquisition. And then maybe slipping some Anthem in there. I would love to do Sekiro on here, but I have to figure out how to get it from my PS4. But that game, that's going to be like a big one, just kind of like the Dark Souls series in general. If it's not that, I might play Dark Souls 2, because I haven't gone through that yet. Also, I won't be starting every game from the beginning. We'll be kind of dropping in here and there. So, but this will be kind of like a straight through since I started here. I don't like being lied to. I don't know this guy. I'll be mean to him.
Some guys at the spaceport were running a
Not mean, assertive.
Nothing major.
And I need to learn the difference.
For a cut of the profits, we let them store packages in our sheds.
You greedy bastard.
Ooh, that was more aggressive than I meant to be.
You were running to check on your merchandise.
No, it's not like that. I just knew there were some packages here, something we could use. I found a pistol. Figured it would come in handy if those
Kind of
things
stressed with
came
how
back.
close to the end of Sunday I am.
Out of it than we will.
Assuming that these give an indication of what kind of reaction I'll get.
To save this colony. You sure there's nothing else in here that could help us out?
Yeah, there's one more thing. I was gonna sell it after this was over, but you probably deserve it more than I do.
Oh, that's nice.
Who's your contact at the spaceport?
Changing minds across the galaxy. Changing hearts and minds.
I don't want to get him in trouble. Besides, I'm not a snitch.
Okay, forget about it. I've got more important things to worry about.
My Shepherd respects that he's sticking to a code. Oh, great. Let's see if there's anything in here. I bet there is. Oh, I was right. Oh, my electronic skills too low. Can I do anything about that? I'll be honest, I am going to favor my character when it comes to loot. Okay, Caden, let's see what's going on with him. Oh, so he could be upgraded like a lot. Gonna favor my character, and then I'm gonna fade in Ashley Williams, and then Caden, because also I don't know how long I'm gonna be with this crew. People come and go in the Mass Effect universe. I'd love it if I could get her a stronger pistol, since I gave her the leveled up her pistols. What is this? I'm gonna look that up. The untrained weapon thing. Because I don't know what that means. If anybody knows what that means, let me know. Because but I am going to look that up.
Commander, it's Nihilus.
Doesn't seem to be affecting me too badly at the moment. Oh, Nihilus. Bummer.
A Turian? You know him?
He's a Spectre. He was with us on the Normal.
Something's moving over behind those crates.
Wait! Don't shoot! I'm one of you! I'm human!
Sneaking up on us like that nearly got you killed.
I'm sorry, I was hiding from those creatures. My name's Powell. I saw what happened to that Turian. The other one shot him.
You're saying Nihilus was murdered by a Turian?
The other one got here first. He was waiting when your friend showed up.
I've only gotten kind of early on Mass Effect games, and I don't know.
I think they knew each other.
BioWare does tend to like tackle kind of like social issues in their games, and there's been something about the way that the different species or the different races of aliens are treated that strikes me as potentially problematic. Though I haven't gotten deep enough in that maybe like that's the point, and that by the end people kind of learn. So I'm interested to see if by the end, if the world builds out enough that kind of makes sense. That's always like this kind of trope in in sci-fi that I'm not sure how it holds up all the time.
What happened to it?
It's over on the other platform. Probably where that guy Saren was headed. He hopped on the cargo train right after he killed your friend. I knew that beacon was trouble. Everything's gone to hell since we found it. First that damn mothership showed up, then the attack. They killed everyone. Everyone. If I had been behind the crates, I'd be dead too.
We need to find that beacon before it's too late.
Take the cargo train. That's where the other Turian went. I can't stay here. I need to get away from all this.
Left arrow, which is nowhere near where either of my hands are, so that's an interesting choice. I need to figure out what this untrained weapon thing is. Ooh, look at all this waist-high cover for me. Where is my squad? Oh, okay. I'll switch to a shotgun since I'm so close. Man, I am getting destroyed. Where are my guys? That health regen is helping a lot. Wow, this is not like a good... Biotic throw. What's the Geth Destroyer? Overheated like crazy. If I knew where Caden was, that'd be helpful. Good, he used it on that. Cool. Cooldown. Okay, we did it. Switch it to marksman rifle. Oh jeez, I am right in the hornet's nest here. Okay, good. Let's start moving forward. Alright, now we're cooking. Sorry, I'm playing around with the reshade because things are getting a little muddy. Gotta be something we have to figure out. They following me? Good. Good old train level. Anybody who remembers Shadows of the Empire, one of the most frustrating and greatest train levels of all time. Speaking of Shadows of the Empire, if anybody's interested, I co-host a podcast called The Droids You're Looking For. It's a Star Wars podcast. You can find it on anywhere you get podcasts. We also have a channel. It's a Ryan Droids Pod on Twitch, where we've been streaming KOTOR, which is, you know, having the very BioWare kind of month. Must be where my brain's at. I want to occupy a lot of it. Video games, I feel like, have so much to do with control. You know, it's like how you know, like psychologists have talked about how we like horror movies because we allow ourselves to be scared in a controlled environment where we know that we actually can't be hurt or in real danger. And I feel like video games kind of serve that same purpose, especially, at least for me, where, you know, any of the peril, it's just like, it's controlled stress.
Hurry! We need to find them all and shut them down.
Alright. I used to get stuck here all the time. Man, that overheats very fast. Okay. I think there's one over here. Yeah. First time I played this, it took me forever to figure this out. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. I think I always have trouble finding the last one. Great. I also have to remember that I have grenades open. Oh, there's the third one. Great. Move up. I do this. Hopefully he can cover me. Oh, he's been using his barrier. Okay. Great. But yeah, I do. I definitely, going back, I think that there's a huge thing that has to do with controlling stress with video games for me, and you know, I suspect a lot of people where it's, you know, at the end of the day, people might be like, oh, you don't want to go in and kind of do all this problem solving or do all this kind of like whatever it is, if it's a fighting game, combat, you know, anything. And I think that we kind of desire to have something that we know that we can control, and that presents us with issues that we know are manageable and overcomable. What a word. That we can overcome. And I think that feels good to us to kind of have that. Oh, weapon upgrades. I gotta do some of that. Sensor. Making those enemies visible. Heatsink. High caliber bow. Can't put that overheats so fast. I'll deal with that stuff in between missions. I got stuff I need to do. I need to find the beacon. Let's It's an Omni-Gel on everybody. These guys are bad news. I don't mean to brag, but I'm already so much better at this game than I ever was the last few times I played it. Lo and behold, if you play more video games make sense to you. Alright, let's just explore a little bit before we activate the beacon, and once we do that, I think Shepard's going to wake up on the spaceship on the Normandy, and then we'll call it for this week, and we'll be back next week with Division 2. Possibly I might end up doing more than one a week, just because obviously I'm realizing as I talk that I have a very ambitious plan with all the games that I plan on playing. So, yeah, I might do more. If you follow me on Twitter, Ryan_Kutu, I'll post when I'm streaming and when I'm posting stuff. That's, sorry, I should spell it. It's Ryan_COUTU, RYAN_COUTU. Ooh, one of these guys. Got it. Yes. Success. Yeah, I'll be posting when I'll be putting up new videos and when I'll be streaming, if it comes to that. Now I'm like looking forward to these things. Oh, so close. Give me one more shot. There we go. Radioactive rounds. Wow. Okay. Let's go activate the beacon. I think I'll have a vision, and that'll be that. Also do a save before this, just in case. Always explore, everybody. These are RPGs. They're loot games. Always explore. You're always missing something. They put it there for a reason.
Normandy, the beacon is secure.
This is amazing. Actual working Prothean technology. Unbelievable.
It wasn't doing anything like that when they dug it up. Something must have activated it.
Roger, Normandy. Standing by.
Shepard!
No, don't touch it. Too dangerous.
So yeah, just in terms of format going forward, my plan is to introduce these games, talk about a little bit how I feel they help anxiety and like kind of what I get out of them. Besides just the pure enjoyment, obviously I love video games, and kind of discuss that, and then hopefully start a conversation throughout the Let's Play series of each of these games, or whatever streams we have, where people can discuss what they feel it does for them, what games in general do, what other games might do that kind of do similar things, like maybe Mass Effect. I talked about all this stuff that kind of occupies my brain, but maybe there's other games that people play that they think do that, and maybe we can take suggestions and kind of start playing those things. I want to, hopefully, this is obviously only the first episode. We haven't set the world on fire, but hoping that we can maybe make a nice community or just get people talking about this stuff, because I think it's important, and it's an aspect of video games that I think it's overshadowed because, you know, the video games community can be cool, but it can also be a fucking garbage fire. And I guess for an activity that I enjoy so much, I want to hopefully contribute to a positive corner of the community, and hopefully, you know, attract positive people to it.
How are you feeling?
Even if we're not talking about positive things, even if we're talking about things that stress us out or cause us anxiety or make us sad, I think that's cool enough. It's positive for us to talk about that stuff. Okay. Don't be too brave, Shepard.
Nothing serious. How long was I out?
About 15 hours. Something happened down there with the beacon, I think.
It's my fault. I must have triggered some kind of security field when I approached it. You had to push me out of the way.
You had no way to know what would happen.
Actually, we don't even know if that's what
Maybe that's where the romance begins.
Unfortunately, we'll never get the chance.
We'll see though.
The beacon exploded. A system overload, maybe. The blast knocked you cold. The lieutenant and I carried you back here to the ship.
I appreciate it.
Physically, you're fine. But I
Who knows? We'll see where our Shepard goes. Maybe he has eyes for this nice British woman. Or maybe he doesn't have eyes for anybody. You know, there doesn't always have to be a romantic storyline. People can be friends. People can be colleagues.
I saw... I'm not sure what I saw. Death? Destruction?
Man, that mouth looks like a black hole, doesn't it? Just teeth floating in darkness.
Oh, Captain Anderson.
How's our XO holding up, Doctor?
Well, all the readings look normal. I'd say the commander's going to be fine.
Glad to hear it. Shepard, I need to speak with you. In private.
Aye, aye, Captain. I'll be in the mess if you need me.
Sounds like that beacon hit you pretty hard, Commander. Are you sure you're okay?
I'll live.
I won't lie to you, Shepard. Things look bad. Nihilus is dead. The beacon was destroyed and Geth are invading. The Council's going to want answers.
I didn't do anything wrong, Captain. Hopefully the Council can see that.
I'll stand behind you and your report, Shepard. You're a damned hero in my books. That's not why I'm here. It's Saren. That other kid.
I'm afraid to admit how validating I find this video game character calling my video game character a hero. But there I did. I said it. It's very validating. Captain Anderson is telling me all the things that I in real life need to hear today.
He didn't come to Eden Prime because he hates humans.
You're right. Saren has allied himself with the Geth. I don't know how. I don't know why. But it had something to do with that beacon. You were there just before that beacon self-destructed. Did you see anything? Any clue that might tell us what Saren was after?
Just before I lost consciousness.
I'm really happy that this mod is running so well. I've had, not with this one specifically, but I've had bad luck in the past. Bad luck is probably because I did it incorrectly, but, you know, sometimes you have some running issues when that happens. But the frame rate has been consistent. It looks great. I am happy with that. Problem solved. Add that to the list of things that I feel good about today.
What are we going to tell him? I had a bad dream?
We don't know what information was stored.
My Shepard has a problem with authority, and I'm going to stick to that.
Ancient weapon of mass destruction, whatever it was.
That's how I'm going to play him.
But I know Saren. I know his reputation is politics. He believes humans are a blight on the galaxy. This attack was an act of war. He has the secrets from the beacon. He has an army of Geth at his command, and he won't stop until he's wiped humanity from the face of the galaxy.
I'll find some way to take
I wasn't confident enough to choose one that said definitively that I could stop him.
That's why we need the Council on our side.
We prove Saren's gone rogue, and the Council will revoke his Spectre status.
I'll contact the ambassador and see if he can get us an audience with the Council. He'll want to see us as soon as we reach the Citadel. We should be getting close. Head up to the bridge and tell Joker to bring us into dock.
Cool. So we'll do a save. That'll be it for this episode. Thank you for joining on episode 1. Obviously, this will be, it's the first episode, but we'll be getting more and more refined and figuring things out as we go. I appreciate you joining. So yeah, this is Mass Effect, and next episode we will be at the Citadel. Thanks for joining. Have a good week, everybody.